Hey y'all, I'm live. I'm live. I'm sorry. I'm doing this from my phone because for some reason the camera on my laptop just decided it doesn't work anymore. So guess what? I have to get a new laptop. This is going to be a shitty situation. I am going to wait a couple of minutes, wait for everybody to try to come in. I told everybody I would do a live, but I want to wait and see how many people actually come in the room. This episode was a hot ass mess. I'm still gonna do an official review of the show. However, I still said that I was gonna do a live, so I'm here to do a live. So yeah. So what did y'all think of this episode? I'm serious, y'all. This was a hot ass mess. Chris gave me the biggest headache of all time. He was gaslighting the fuck out of Paige. However, Karma Page is just as much of a dumbass. She's just as much of a dumbass as he is. He makes absolutely no sense. She makes absolutely no sense. Again, I am gonna do an actual solid review of this show. I just wanted to come on here because I told y'all I would go live and talk about it, but I will be doing a review separately. Please tell me y'all seen this foolishness. Okay, this is my whole thing about it. First of all, it's the timeline for me. It's the timeline. It's not adding up. So let me get this correct. So she's 6 weeks pregnant, right? And from what I understand, it's like a 10 to 12 week process for the actual, you know, for the whole process, for them to go to the interview process. Then he wants to sit on Beyonce's TV, on Beyonce's cable network, and say out of his mouth that he only had sex with her because her father had just passed away. If you don't get your lying ass the fuck off my screen, I don't know what I'm going to do. Sir, let's just be real. You've been beaten in that girl's back. You've been beaten in her back since you technically broke up with her. And you're playing reindeer games with me and the viewing audience about what's actually going down. He yeah, he really pissed me off. When he sat up there, first of all, like I said, first of all, for you to go in there and you bring it up. So you bring it up to her, right? You bring it up. Oh, there's something crazy that's going on. Well, what is it? Oh, well, I ain't gonna tell you. I want to talk about it. I would have flipped that whole table. Like y'all ever see the gif of Teresa Goodice flipping the table? That would have been me. I would have flipped that whole table upside down. And when I went to the producer, and if I would have asked the producer, "What is the secret?" and they said they wouldn't tell me, I would have tore that whole room the fuck up. I would have tore the room up. What's not true? What's not true? The girl's not pregnant? Is that what's not true? Cliff, tell me what's not true. But I would have flipped the whole damn table over. I would have flipped the whole damn table over. I'm telling them if it was me, I would have flipped that whole damn table over. Then, she goes to talk to Bree and Vincent. They're adorable, they're cute, love them together. They're adorable. I love them. They're like the Amani and Woody of this season to me. However, okay, I feel like everything that Bree said is facts. If it was me, I would have been packed my shit and I would have left. You got the game fucked up. And my main problem with Paige is this right here. Stop using God as a reason for you to stay in this nonsense. Please stop it. Please stop it. It's annoying and it's a slap in the face. Stop saying, oh well God, and he used me and maybe no, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that. You can just say you want to be married. I agree so have like I really agree with what Claire said at the end, which is that I didn't say that he cheated on her. I never said that he cheated on her. I didn't say that. I did not say that he cheated on her. He didn't cheat on her. I said it was 6 weeks before they got married. So I didn't say that he cheated on her. I'm saying that he's lying about the time frame, in my opinion, of when he was messing around with that girl. And on top of that, it's ridiculous that you was in the interview process of trying to get on Married at First Sight, but you was still fucking around with your ex-fiance. That's what makes absolutely no sense to me. I'm not saying that he's wrong because he cheated on her. He didn't cheat on her. He was just doing stupid ass shit that makes no sense. If you are going to be on this show, if you coming on the show to marry somebody because you want to find somebody, why would you then in that process still be having sex and fucking with somebody else? I don't even want to say having sex because having sex is one thing, but you're still fucking around with the girl that you was just engaged to. That makes absolutely no sense. You should, there's no point in you being on the show then because clearly you're not completely over that situation. That's why who was it? Which one is it? Eric? Is it? I think Eric is the one that was married before Virginia. And Virginia's dad said the only reason I don't have a problem with you being married, I mean, with you being, a divorcee, is because you were divorced 3 years ago. You got divorced 3 years ago. If Eric would have said to her father, I got divorced 2, 3 months ago, a couple of weeks ago, then of course nobody would be here for that because you just got divorced not that long ago. So I'm not saying I didn't you must have like missed that part because I never said that he cheated on her because he didn't. It's just he's just doing dumb shit at the end of the day. It just makes absolutely no sense. He's gaslighting, like I said. That whole dinner table with them, having dinner, he was gaslighting the fuck out of her. Like somebody said, nigga, you won the Emmy or an Oscar or something for what it is that you was doing at that table because what he was doing was putting on at that table. I think he's full of shit. What I do want to know from y'all though is, he said that in his mind, his wife comes before his kids. How do y'all feel about that? Do you think that a man should put his wife before his children? I'm very interested in knowing how people feel about that. Do you think that as a man, you should put your wife before your kids, or is it your kids and then your wife? What do y'all think about that? I I'm conflicted about that because feel as if I feel like that order shifts depending on the situation. And I know that sounds weird, but I'm gonna give you an example of what I mean. For example, if your wife or if your wife is pregnant, right? And it's getting towards the end of her pregnancy. And so because interview process, you can't deal with anyone. Why does he have to be lying about his timeline? I brought up cheating because your energy is like that. My energy is all right. I don't really know what you're trying to get at, Cliff. I am talking about the show, and when I do my reviews, I'm very passionate about my shows. I really could give two flying fucks about whether or not he cheated on a girl. That's not what I'm talking about. In my humble opinion, if you are trying to get on Married at First Sight, right? Your whole goal of going on Married at First Sight is because, like all of them have said, what you did in the past isn't working. So, in my opinion, if I'm starting a journey like that, then I don't want to mess with anybody because I'm going through this process to see if I can get with somebody. That is just my opinion on it. You can have your own opinion, that's perfectly fine. But I'm saying, from my opinion, I feel like if you're going into a process like this, then be wholehearted about it. Like, be wholehearted about it. Yeah, so that's that on that. But yeah, like I said, as far as putting your kids and stuff like that before your wife, like I said, so let's say your wife is pregnant, right? And she's coming towards the end of her pregnancy and something is going wrong, and the doctor pretty much asks you, it's between your wife and your baby. Who do you pick? Like, one or the other somebody's gonna die in a situation. You gotta pick which one you want to live. Now I know a lot of people in that situation will be like, well, I'm gonna pick my wife. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I wonder about that. The Bible says your wife before your kids. However, me and my kids' mother put our kids first when we was together. I feel like I don't want to be judgmental, about what people do as far as their kids and stuff like that, and what they do with their wives and baby mamas and stuff, because that's our business. I just really wanted to know, what do y'all think about that? I think, like I said, I think it it shifts depending on the situation. What I don't agree with is like taking away like a wife or whatever situation. I don't think that a woman should be putting a man before her kids. Like, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it teeter totters because if you like a single mom or whatever and you start dating somebody and then that person comes into your life, I don't feel like you should put that person before your children. I could be wrong. I mean, I don't say I could be wrong, but that's just my That's just my thing. You don't know if you're going to be picked. My homegirl went through married at first sight. However, she wasn't picked. Okay, and that's her. But I said if it was me, again, this is all if it was me, and I'm going through that process or whatever, I personally would not deal with anybody because I wouldn't want to put it like this. If the interview process is 12 weeks, I don't want to start dealing with somebody during that process and then I get picked to be on the show, because then now I have to make a decision on whether or not I want to be on this show and I don't want through this whole interview process, or if I want to go ahead and stick with the person that I might have met a couple weeks ago. Like I said, that's just me. That's just me personally. I would have not done that. If I was going into this situation, then I would go into it how I would go into it, which is I'm not gonna fuck with nobody. I'm just gonna focus on getting the situation done. And then if it doesn't work out, then fine, I can move on with my life. But otherwise, I'm not gonna do that. I feel like it's more, I won't say disrespectful, but I think it's a little bit more weird to it's unfair kind of to the other person in a way and in a degree. But all of that to say, like I said, to me, Chris is full of shit. He's just full of shit to me as far as I'm concerned. He makes me mad. He just did the absolute most. Like he acts like a kid to me at the end of the day, because it's like he should have never signed up for the show. That's pretty much where I'm at. Chris had no business signing up for this show. Not at all. The same way that Brandon didn't have no business signing up for this show, neither did Chris, because you clearly was not in the right mental capacity or state to even move on and try to deal with somebody else. As you guys seen the previews for next week, he's gonna tell her, oh well, I am still kind of in love with her. And I'm just saying, if it was me, I'm not going into this process knowing that I still have residual feelings for somebody. That is just me. That's just me. That's why I say all the time, when I feel like this show, I feel like people be moving on way too fast, way too fast. And that's why even before she found out that, the girl was pregnant, when he said I was just engaged not that long ago, that's a red flag, because it's like, so am I just your rebound? Like, how do I know that one day you're not going to pick up and say, forget me and forget this marriage and let me get with that woman now? You're, like she said, nobody got time for you to be wasting my time. If you wasn't 1,010% sure that you was over that girl, there was no point of you trying to enter this process, and now you got me caught up in your nonsense. However, I'm gonna leave Chris alone for a second, because Paige, you're a dumb ass. I mean, a whole dumb ass. If you decide to stay here and deal with him and his shenanigans, girl, I ain't got nothing for you. So moving forward, girl, you're making the decision to stay with him and to go through whatever bullshit that you about to go through, that you don't have to go through, in my opinion. So whatever happens, girl, it happens. That is on you. Cause the first thing, I would have been on the first thing smoking out of Vegas. The first thing smoking. Women never will experience a man telling them they are pregnant. It's a hard experience. What? Women never will experience a man telling them they're pregnant. It's a hard experience. I mean, that's fine. It could be hard or whatever, but again, it could be as hard as it wants to. That's fine. I'm not taking away from the fact that he about to have like a life altering, changing situation. But I'm talking about from Paige standpoint, girl. I would have, first of all, actually, I probably wouldn't have packed my bags. I actually would have probably asked to get another room and then took my ass out to Dre's nightclub, or what's another one of them clubs, and I would have found me a man. I would have found me a new man. That's what I would have did. I would have found me a new man. That's what I would have did. I would have packed my shit, got another room. I would have enjoyed Vegas the way I enjoy Vegas. I would have tag team along to Bree and Vincent every now and again, because that be cool or whatever. This is what I didn't understand about Chris. So at the very end, right, when they're all sitting there in a group, and um, you know, and he pretty much puts out there, about the girl being pregnant and stuff. And now, everybody's going around, saying, well, it is what it is, we got your back Page, don't worry, we know what's hard on you. And he gets offended and is like, oh well, it seems like people are only supportive of her and not of me. I'm sorry, sir, but in the situation that y'all are in, yes, the first person they're going to think about is Paige, because she's your wife and she's not pregnant. So yes, that's the first person that they're gonna think about. So very sorry that nobody is taking the time to coddle your grown ass feelings. That's another thing I don't get. You're a grown ass man and you want somebody to coddle your feelings and hold your hand. That's not what we here for. You and your ex-fiance made the decision to lay down and have sex, and that's what happened. You now have a child on the way. But Paige, on the other hand, she didn't have a choice in any of this shit. She just so happened to be married, to be paired up with you, and now she is stuck in this situation. So that's why everybody has compassion towards her. It's not that nobody has compassion towards you. It's just that you have to understand in the situation that we are. Of course, we're all gonna be like, "Damn, Paige, that's fucked up. That is a fucked up predicament to be in." And again, you're a grown ass man. Why you need somebody to sit up here and coddle you and hold your feelings? Ain't that what you got your mama for? Clearly, you got the type of mama that's gonna pacify whatever the fuck it is that you do. So why don't you get on the phone and call her? Because all she gonna do is talk to you and tell you, oh, it's all fine and oh, you did nothing wrong. So get on the phone and talk to her about it. Okay? Everybody else around here, they ain't gotta fall for your foolishness. Everybody else around here ain't gotta kiss your ass. Sure the hell do not. They don't. They don't. They don't. And so yeah, so that's that on that day. He really just sent me, like I said, he was more, I think more than anything, take away to being pregnant part. What really pissed me off about Chris is the fact that you gonna start to bring, I hate when people bring something up to not tell me at all. That is annoying because you could have just kept it to yourself. If you wasn't ready to tell her, you wasn't ready to tell her. And somebody did say this on Twitter, and I do think it's funny. Like, so you was bold enough. I forgot what they said. What did they say? You was bold enough to tell her on camera that you wasn't attracted to her, but you're not bold enough to get on camera and tell her that you got somebody pregnant. What kind of sense is that? So because he's a man, his feelings can be hurt. Chris doesn't have a choice in the matter. It's whatever the baby's mother want to do. I'm not saying because I just said I didn't. Okay, I literally just said I'm not saying that he can't have that he can't feel some type of way. I just said that. I'm not saying that he can't feel a type of way. He can feel however it is that he wants to feel. However, in my opinion, you're acting like a little ass boy and a little ass kid sitting up here expecting everybody else to cater to your feelings. And when I say that it was his choice, what I'm saying is that him and his ex fiance, they made a choice together to lay down and to have sex without protection. They made that choice together, right? They made that choice. That was their decision. Paige didn't have a say in any of this shit. She was placed in the midst of bullshit. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm not saying he doesn't have a choice. Of course, he doesn't have a choice of whether or not she keeps the baby. That's on her. But I'm saying he has a choice as to how we got here. He has the choice as to having sex with her unprotected. He made the choice to, although you're still in love with this woman, like he said last week, you still made the decision to continue and go on with this process, although you were still in love with another woman. But that makes absolutely no sense. But like I said, my main thing that pisses me off is I hate when somebody is about to, they be like, oh, I could say this, that, and the third, but I'm not gonna say it. So then don't say it to me at all because I'll straight slap you. I will straight slap you when I will straight slap you if you try to come to me and be like, it's like if somebody got a secret, they'll be like, oh girl, I know this, I know such and such about Taylor. Okay, well what about Taylor? Oh, I'm not gonna tell you though. I ain't gonna tell you though. Why the fuck you ain't gonna tell me? And for him to be like, oh well, I don't want to talk about it. It's cool. No, like she said, I'm your wife. How you gonna sit up here and tell me that you want it? So like the producer said, you just was never gonna tell her. You just not gonna tell her. You just gonna wait for the baby to pop up. You just gonna wait for the baby to pop up. And I'm also wondering why he went into the bathroom and told her to take off her mic and all of that for him to tell her that she was pregnant. I mean, we all know now, right? Just like how she said when they were within the group, like you might as well just tell everybody because they're gonna find out anyway. Like I said, Chris to me is he's full of shit. But again, I can only get but so much mad at Chris because it seems like to me, Paige, you are going to entertain it and you're gonna allow it. So it's like, what more can I do? I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not gonna put no energy of being mad towards somebody that at the end of the day you're just gonna accept the bullshit. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. You want to accept the nonsense, accept it. That's on you. I just don't want to see her crying on my TV a couple weeks later. Like next week when he say to her, "Oh, I'm in love with her," I don't want to see her on on my TV crying. I don't want to see her on my TV crying because you're making the decision to stay with this man. That's your decision. So you need to deal with whatever comes with it now because you couldn't make the decision to be like, "I don't want to deal with this anymore. I'm gonna pack my shit and we're gonna get in a moment." But you're deciding that you want to deal with this. So guess what? All of this is about to come with it. The baby mama drama, him being in love with her still, all of that's about to come with that. So God bless you, Paige. God bless you and what it is that you have going on. God bless him. Off of the toxic people for now. Who we got next? Bree and Vincent, I think they are adorable. Like I said, I think they are the Amani and Woody of this season. They are perfect. Brianna is, she's like literal perfection to me. Like hair, skin, body, outfits. She like all of the like smart, caring, just all of those boxes that you need. Bree checks every single last one of them down to the T. She is just so damn beautiful to me. And Vincent is a very handsome man. He seems like he's very caring. Like he's, I just, they just have like a a, a natural connection to me. Like they are naturally connected to one another. I mean, attracted to one another, and I just feel them. I feel the vibes. I'm hoping that this all goes well for them. I don't want to like get my hopes up and then like they crash and they burn and like they're just like a terrible couple. But I really feel like these two are gonna make it work. Bree, you look so damn good at that dinner in the all pink. You looked amazing, 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 amazing. Who else we got? Jacob and Haley. Not much to really say about them. What I noticed about Jacob is because I was like, bro, Jacob is so boring to me. It's not even that Jacob's boring. Jacob has dry humor. Jacob has old man dry humor. Like, in my opinion, that's how I look at it. Like, he really just has like a dry sense of humor. And that's why it comes off the way that it comes off. But I do think that him and what is the girl's name? Haley, they're starting to, form a little something. So I think that's not that bad. Who else? Clara and Ryan. I am a little skeptical about Clara and Ryan. I'm not really sure. See, they are one of the couples that can go either way. I can see it like tipping towards, them figuring out their problems, but I could also see it tipping the other way. Because you want to know what? Ryan seems like he's very particular. He did say he's very particular about his stuff, but I think that's just how he is in general. He comes off like he's very particular, and not that he doesn't want to compromise, but I don't know. He just seems like he's very particular. Claire, on the other hand, she seems like she's open and she's willing, but she also seems very reluctant when it comes to him. Um, they had the conversation about, the fact that he's never lived with a partner. Now, I'm one of those people. I know there's a lot of people, especially like my grandma and my mom and stuff like that, like people who are older than me, they don't believe in the old living with each other before you get married. The only reason I feel like you should, well, let me say this. I don't think you should off top move in with each other. I think y'all should be with each other for a while, then move in with each other, then get married. The reason why is because I feel like you don't. I am one of those people who I believe you really don't know somebody till you live with them. That's just my opinion. But I can understand why somebody would feel like, oh, you should be married because they can't up and leave as fast. Um, they can't like just up and pack their shit. Like when you're married and you live with each other, you can't just pack up your shit and be like, oh, I'm out of here. Like, I mean, well, you could, but it's a little bit more difficult than when you're boyfriend or girlfriend. But I'm just saying, for me personally, I do think that before you get married with somebody, you should live with them because you really, truly don't know nobody until you live with them. You have absolute you might think that you get it, but you really don't get it. Trust me, not until you live with somebody. It's a whole another ball game. So yeah, so I think Clara and Ryan, I'm very interested in seeing how that's gonna go. Virginia and Eric, I think their age difference is going to become a thing. Now I'm trying to be understanding of Virginia, but you want to know what I realized is everybody's not in the same place in life as the next person. So me and Virginia are the exact same age. And but my mindset is more on what Eric's is, if that makes any sense. Like I personally, I mean, granted, I'm only 26, but I personally feel like I'm past all of the partying. I can't really be out like that, y'all. I like what Eric was like, I'm gonna do half of this shot. That's me, cause I feel like I'm past that. Like I'm past my partying days. I'm past going out to the club. I'm past being out till 3, 4, 5 in the morning. Like I'm actually past that. If I do that, it might be like a once a year thing, or once every couple years thing. But where I'm at right now in my life, I want to be home. Like I want to like focus on getting my career stuff together. I want to focus on like finishing out like law school. I want to finish like I want to set myself up, but I'm not really in that mindset yet. However, I'm trying to dial it back a couple of years ago. A couple of years ago, I mean, I was never a party type, so that's why it's a little bit harder for me to relate with her because I was never the super party type. But I can understand. But a lot of my friends were, and a lot of people that I went to school with, they were. So it's like I kind of get it. I do think that Eric should take into consideration that although she is a party girl, she did sign up to get married. So I would hope, well, I can't, let me say I would hope because I can't put this on everybody. I would hope that she understands that, with her being married, she can't do, the same things that she was doing, before. Kind of like how, okay, y'all remember when Brandon and Taylor, when they had that big blow up argument, I think I don't know if they was on vacation. Maybe they was on vacation. But remember, no, they wasn't on vacation. It was a little bit after they had came back. And Brandon was mad at Taylor because Taylor had spent the night at one of her friends' houses, like, and she didn't come home that night. See, that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. That type of shit is unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable when you're married. Like, you bring your ass home. I don't care if it's 2, 3, 4 in the morning. You bring your ass home. You don't sleep over nobody's house when, and this is just my opinion, like, I mean, not unless, if you are going to do that, you need to communicate, and there needs to be a really good ass reason why. Like, if you're spending the night at somebody's house, at a friend's house, it needs to be because both of y'all are so fucked up that can't nobody drive. And even if that's the case, 9 times out of 10, I'm about to get my keys, hop in this whip, and I'm about to come and get you my damn self. But I don't think that it's appropriate for shit like that. So I feel like Eric and Virginia, though, probably might run into like a little bit of problems as far as, like I said, their age difference and their lifestyles is a little bit different. But what Virginia said the other episode, about how she think it might work with him being gone a little bit and then coming home is because, like she said, I think maybe that'll work for them because maybe she'll have her time, like if he's gone, let's say Thursday through Sunday. All right, that means Friday and Saturday, if she want to go out and get drunk as hell, she can do that. And then by the time Sunday comes, and he's making his way home, she could just be sobering the hell up and spending time with him. So, I feel like they will work that out. I don't really know. Virginia and Erica are very touchy feely. It seems like they kind of getting along really well, but I'm not really too sure about it. I feel like they're gonna run into a lot of issues. Especially with the age thing, which is crazy because, like I said, so Eric and Virginia, they're only 26 or something. They're only 6 years apart, right? But Haley and Jacob are 10 years apart, and it seems like they're on a like more even level as far as like where their mindset is, so I think so, yeah, so it's just weird that Eric and Virginia, age is a problem for them, although they're not as far apart in age as Haley and Jacob. But again, I think it's more of a mindset thing. I always feel like that when it comes to age. It's not really an age, it's more so like the mindset that you have and the mindset that you're in. Am I missing anybody else? I don't really think so. So when they had the little group situation at the very end, right? When they had the group talk at the end, I don't have my notes in front of me because I told you I think my laptop is broke. That's my life. It's wonderful. So Bree and Vincent, they were talking about how happy they were together. Let me see who else. Jacob and Haley, they talked about, how they're getting to know each other a little bit more. They're cool. Claire and Ryan said that they cool. When it got to Chris and Paige, woo, I was cracking the hell up because somebody was like, "Well, you look great. You look great." And all I thought about was that Aretha Franklin was like, gowns, nice gowns, beautiful gowns. I'm like, yeah, this is a mess. And so then when when they finally did tell everybody what was going on, Vincent's face had me dying because I'm like, bruh, that's me. It's like the secondhand embarrassment thing. It's like, oh my gosh, like, they're saying it out loud. It's happening. It's happening right now. Oh my gosh, it's too much. Like, I was just like, this is a whole mess. So let me see. As far as Eric and Virginia, do y'all think that Eric and Virginia were out of pocket with the questions that they were asking? Do you feel like they were being like a little bit too invasive about it? What do y'all think? I don't know. I feel like mm, I think they should have just kind of left it alone. Like once they said it, instead of keep going and going and going, I feel like they should have just been like, kind of like what Eric said in the beginning, which is like, well, you want to know what? At the end of the day, we're here for both of you guys. If you guys needed to think, we'll be here. And then I feel like they could have just left it right there. But it did seem like Eric and Virginia were kind of, they was kind of trying to make light, and I would say light of it, but be a little funny about it. And it's like, this is not really a funny situation. This is like some real life shit. And this is nothing I want to really sit up here. And I did get Chris when he was like, this is nothing I really want to sit up here and talk about. Like, I don't want to talk about this with y'all. Because in all reality, it is none of their business. So if Eric was a woman, they would have called him a Karen. They said Eric. I seen a tweet that said Eric was definitely one of them people up at the Capitol. I died 10 times over. That is hilarious to me. What else? What else happened this episode? Oh, let's go back to Eric and Virginia. So when they had the conversation in the pool, and him saying how he feels like a man and a woman can't be friends. I hate when people say that. Men and women can absolutely be platonic friends. Now, I do agree with him when he says that at some point in course in y'all friendship, whether it was the beginning, the middle, of the end, the man, and I don't think it's just the man. I think both at some point in time have probably looked at each other, but like, oh, I would smash or I wouldn't smash. Now that doesn't mean, first of all, there's plenty of men that I'm friends with that I am not attracted to in the slightest. I mean, not in the slightest. So if he means in the sense of y'all have both at one point in time looked at each other and thought whether or not y'all would smash, get that. But to say every time you would be like, oh, we could have smashed, absolutely not. Because there are so many men that I'm friends with, I would be like, absolutely not. Okay. Erica, thank you. Okay, thank you, Cliff, for saying that too. I meant to say that too. That's what I meant to say. I think Eric and Virginia were drunk. I agree with that too. I really do. I think that they were drunk, which is why I was kind of like hesitant on like. I mean, yeah, they were kind of doing too much. Which I mean, control your liquor, control your alcohol. But I do think that they were drunk. Virginia was definitely drunk. That was obvious. But yeah, as far as men and women being friends, I do think that men and women can be friends, and there's absolutely nothing going on between them. I have plenty of male friends that, like I said, I wouldn't fucking touch with a 10 foot pole in that way at all. They're not even a little bit attractive to me in that way, like not in the slightest. Um, but again, I mean, some people said that that was Eric showing his age as far as him being jealous. I don't think that that was an age thing. I think that there are men that are 26, 25, 27 to 28 to 20, 30 who will feel the exact same way, who will be like, I don't want you having any male friends because, niggas. I mean, I'm not going to even go too much further into that hole. But yeah, like me personally, I do not okay, and I also feel like it's an insecurity thing. Like me personally, I personally do not care if my boyfriend has friends that are women. He actually, I don't want to say he doesn't have a lot of women friends, but he got a few, and I know them. I ain't best friends with them, but I know them, and it doesn't bother me. I feel like that has to really do more with an insecurity thing. I feel like if Virginia doesn't have a problem with you having women friends, I mean, not to say that he should, just because she's okay, that doesn't mean that you're okay with it. But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, to each his own. Whatever worked for you in your marriage or whatever worked for you in your relationship, I guess that's best for you. Like I said, I am just the type where as long as trust is there, I don't really feel like there should be an issue. Now, I can understand somebody feeling like um, you know, if you only kind of hang out with guys, because me personally, I always look at females, women who are only friends with males or have no women friends at all. I always look at them kind of funny style, and those are the same women who be like, because I can't be friends with women because women are so petty and women. No, 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 no. I hate when women say that because it's not true. It's not true. It's something going on with you, girl. It's something going on with you. If you are a woman past a certain age and you don't have at least one female friend and your answer is because women are messy, it's because 9 times out of 10 you're the one that's messy, or 9 times out of 10 you're the one that's insecure. It's one or the other. It's just one or the other to me. A lot of men feel like that. I don't, for the most part. I have women friends I grew up with that are. my kid's godmother. Yeah, like I said, I don't feel like all men feel like that. But I don't. But I'm saying I seen somebody say on Twitter that it was like his age was showing, and I don't think that that sentiment has anything to do with age. I think that just simply has to do with women don't really like women, especially as they get older. In my opinion, I mean, as far as getting older, I feel like that's not really about women like another woman. I feel like that's just you getting older and you having a certain set of, I don't want to say rules, but there's just a certain, after a while, you don't really like having new friends, period, after a certain age. Like, you get your set group of friends, and that's just kind of it. But like I said, I always find it weird when women be like, "Oh, I can't be friends with women." Like, when it's one thing to say I can't be friends with that woman, or I can't be friends with that type of woman, but to say you can't be friends with women at all, like, girl, it's something going on with you that makes that the case. Because I personally, I don't have a really big group of friends. I have maybe a core group of three people. Four, no, because the last person is family. So I really have a group of three people that I'm friends with. Two of them I met when I was I've known since high school, and the other one I've known since college, which was not that long ago for me. So again, I feel like that just says more about you. Let me see what else. What else went on? All of the women looked amazing. I'm sorry, everybody looked good as far as their dinner outfits. Everybody was on point. Everybody looked good. Vincent and Bree smashed as they should have, as they should have. I'm pretty sure no, Virginia and Eric didn't smash, which is very, I don't say confusing, but that was surprising. Um, I don't want to know when Haley and Jacob have sex because I just feel like that's probably like not an interesting like porno that I want to see. So I'm kind of good off of them. Yeah, that's kind of like everything that's pretty much what's going on, y'all. I've been on here for like an hour now. I'm kind of done. I'm still gonna do, like I said, an actual video for the review of this show, but I don't know. Y'all got anything else to say in the comments? Anything else that I'm missing? Anything else that I should talk about or I missed or that y'all think? I really don't know. I'm trying to think. I think I talked about every single aspect of this episode for the most part. I also feel like, not feel like, I know for a fact. I don't even care, and I know I ain't got the facts in front of me. But if Paige was the one that was pregnant, do you think Chris would stay? If Paige was to come to Chris and tell Chris that she found out she was 6 weeks pregnant, do you think Chris would stay? I don't. I don't. Hell, even Vincent said, hell, if I'm Paige, I'm fucking packing my shit and I'm leaving. Because who got time for that? But you want to know what? She did say that in her last relationship that she played stepmom to a kid. So I said, oh, maybe that gives me more. He said no. Well, that answers that on that. Um, damn, I just lost my train of thought. I don't even remember what I was fucking saying. But yeah, so I don't even know, man. This is insanity. Like, this is like Brandon. It's not the same thing as Brandon and let me in the chat. Yeah. So yeah. So I don't really know, y'all. I really ain't got much more to say about this whole little situation. I think it's all insanity. I think it's all insanity at the end of the day. Everybody has lost their damn mind as far as I'm concerned. Everybody has lost their damn mind as far as I'm concerned. There's a little bit too much going on. I'm very interested in seeing next week. I'm interested in seeing what Paige is gonna say when he says that he's in love with this woman still. Brandon was amazing. Brandon was good TV, but he was also very triggered TV because Brandon triggered the hell out of me. He was just, his light skin shenanigans, I couldn't put up. I couldn't deal with the light skin shenanigans. It was just too much for my liking. I do still follow Taylor. I was gonna unfollow her the other day because I'm not understanding why I still you can't drop a link so I can copy. I don't I don't know what you mean, Cliff. You have to explain yourself. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Um. So yeah. So yeah, y'all, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm waiting, like I said, until next week. We shall see what happens next week. Like I said, really want to know what Paige is gonna say when this man says he's still in love with that girl. I'm just sitting here looking at him like, you're a whole nother thing. And I'm so glad, and I stand by cursing out his mama last week. Was it last week? I think it was last week when I cursed his mama out. Oh, I stand by that because I can't stand when mamas just play safe they fucking sons and don't tell them the truth and just make up excuses for everything it is that they do. Oh, he was drunk. Wasn't there drinks involved? Yeah, but then he had sex with me the next morning. He wasn't drunk then, now was he, mama? Now was he? Can't stand mamas like that. To switch gears for a quick second, I don't know if any of y'all watched Love and Marriage Huntsville, but Martell's mama, see, that's how you check your son. That's how you check your son. You put him in his place and you tell him when he's right, he's right. When he's wrong, he's wrong. That's why I feel like a lot of people in my family don't like me because I'm not one of those people that, oh, just because you're my family or just because you're my blood, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to kiss your ass or sit up here and tell you that you're right. No, right is right, wrong is wrong. Mama, daddy, grandmama, sister, cousin, I don't care who you are. If you wrong, and I'm going to tell you about it. It's just that simple. There is no getting around it. I am going to tell you. And I feel like that's probably part of Chris's problem. It seems, I mean, and I don't really know. I'm just going off of the one interaction I see with his family. It seems like outside of your daddy, even though your daddy is a creep and he's weird to me too, it seems like everybody else around you just, yeah, 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 no, not cute, not gonna work for me. But that's it, y'all. I gotta go. I wanna go roll up. I wanna go eat. I'm tired. But y'all, like I said, I'm still gonna make actual video for this. So y'all can get in the comments. Thanks for chilling with me, y'all. I'm out. Boy.